Bunker shots and pitch shots from tight, bare lies don't have to be that difficult, as long as you avoid the common mistakes that I'm going to cover in this video. I'm at Hesketh Golf Club in association with Clubhouse Golf, and does this shot look familiar to some of you? Okay, so Lloyd here, a pretty terrible bunker shot there. I didn't ask him to do that, but Lloyd made a couple of errors that I see all too often when I coach amateurs in the bunker. So Lloyd, if you want to just place the golf ball back in position, and I'm just going to draw a line which is down towards your target, which is around about there. Okay. So if you can just take a setup for me with the ball forward and your stance pretty square to that. So there's Lloyd taking a setup where he's pretty square. Now, what I see all too often is golfers have been told to really open the stance in the bunker. So Lloyd, if you can keep this back foot where it is, yep, and just start to pull that foot as far back as you can. Okay, and what do you feel's happened there?
Well, my weight's gone to the right side.
Okay, so you feel more weight on
yeah,
this leg now?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And if we get Joe to move round so Joey's kind of face on to Lloyd's stance, which is here. So that camera now is 90 degrees to Lloyd's stance. Just have a look at where that golf ball is now relative to Lloyd's feet. It's, let me just get rid of that post there. That ball position now is pretty much off the inside of Lloyd's back foot. So if you just go back to a normal setup, Lloyd, where you were pretty square.
Yep.
So you can see here, when Lloyd sets up, he's got the ball forward in the stance, but as soon as he started to pull that foot back, two things happened. Number one, the weight went back to this leg, and number two, the golf ball gets incredibly far back in his stance. So how do you feel over that golf ball, Lloyd? What do you...
It feels completely horrible. I feel like I'm actually going to miss the golf ball.
Okay. So it feels awkward.
It feels awkward.
And what that's going to promote, because of Lloyd's kind of shoulder aim here, which is way over to the left, it's going to promote this very much across and out to in swing. So the energy that Lloyd is creating in his swing is headed in this direction, which for me doesn't really make a lot of sense, because that's not where we're trying to hit it. So I know you feel a bit awkward there, Lloyd, but yep, give me another shot if you can, see what you feel like from there.
I'll try my best.
Yeah, you don't look very comfortable. So let's show you actually what we would like to do in a bunker. And this might go against what many of you have been told. And we're going to do this as a little bit of a drill first, and then we're going to go through how to actually play a bunker shot. So just take your setup, normal distance from the ball, but pretty square to that line. Yep. So you can see Lloyd's stance is pretty square. His golf ball is nicely forward. So this is the drill. I want you to move this foot forward a little bit, this foot back a little bit. So you're actually going to close your stance.
Okay.
And I want you to feel like you've got more weight on your lead leg.
Well, you automatically did that anyway.
Here we go, exactly. As we close that stance, more weight went into that leg. So this back leg now, you're going to take the heel and you're just going to lift it into the air a little bit. So we know that Lloyd's got even more weight on his front leg. So if we look at what we've got here, we've got a closed stance, which would go against what many golfers get told. We've got the weight massively on the front leg. Now, how many of you in the bunkers kind of lean back a little bit because you're trying to get, you know, especially over a lip? We've got the nice big lip here at Hesketh. So we've got weight forward, and look where the ball is, really far forward. So what I'm going to ask Lloyd to do now is try and keep his weight on that lead leg and literally just feel like you swing pretty straight to your target.
Okay.
So you're not going to swing left, you're going to swing pretty straight to your target, and just let that club freely release on the way through.
Okay.
Okay. So close stance, weight forward, ball forward. So if you look at where that ball actually came out, pretty much where you swung.
Yep.
Okay. So what we're going to get in that situation is that ball's going to have very little side spin. It's going to be coming out much more in the direction that Lloyd is aiming. Did you feel like you needed a huge amount of speed there?
No. I feel like the club just went through quite easily.
Perfect.
Whereas before I had to really try and get the speed to come through it.
Exactly. So the more that your golf club cuts across that golf ball with the face open, the more speed you're going to need to get the ball out, which makes bunker play really difficult. So if we try and do that again, Lloyd, so you're going to go super close stance, ball forward, right heel up. That's it, good. Get that handle a little bit further forward, a little bit higher. There we go. And just give me a nice swing and just splash that sand out. So from that setup, Lloyd's got a much better chance of extracting the ball every single time. So let's go through now a kind of normal bunker shot. So that was your little drill.
Okay.
Kind of weight forward here. And I'd love you to go ahead and practice that jog, because it's going to be a very, very different feeling. Kind of pivoting around this leg.
Yeah, definitely.
Correct? Yeah. As opposed to sort of this position.
Yeah, instead of falling backwards.
Correct. So when we play normal bunker shots, I want you to stand pretty square.
Okay.
So we can take your stance up pretty square. So you'll see that Lloyd is fractionally left, which is absolutely fine because the face is going to be open. A fraction left is okay. We just don't want to get super far left. And then we need that ball way up. So I think you've probably got that a fraction too far forward there, Lloyd. So if you just shuffle yourself a little bit further forward, I want that ball just inside that heel. Beautiful. I'll put that line in there. So we can see we've got this beautiful setup now. And then what I'd get Lloyd to do is feel like he doesn't really move his upper body, but he moves his weight left through his lower body. You should feel like your left leg increased in flex a little bit.
Yep.
That's a great feeling for you, to feel like you almost squeeze more, sort of flex into that knee.
Yep.
This is how I'd like you to set up. Pretty square, weight forward, ball forward. And then from here, his natural swing, if you just do a little backswing for me, Lloyd, is going to be in the direction that he's trying to hit it. He's not cutting across the ball. He's just trying to swing in the direction, which means he's going to need less speed in the club to get the right result. Oh, he's only going to hold it. Oh, a little bit short. A little bit short. We'll take that one though. We're now going to go through and cover a difficult shot.
Yes, I'd say so.
Pretty tight lie. We've got to go over a bunker and to a green. So if you just take a normal setup, Lloyd, as you would normally. So there's a couple of things I'd like you to have in place to hit these shots well. I'd like the weight at impact to be nicely forward. I'd like the golfer to be in front of the golf ball. And I would like a quiet lower body. So when I say quiet lower body, you can relax, Lloyd. You know, just not moving kind of all over the place. So here's the drill we're going to get Lloyd to do. If you can take a setup, Lloyd, with the ball right in between your feet and feet touching.
Yep.
So you can see that Lloyd's got the ball right in the middle of his feet there. And his weight is going to be fairly evenly distributed. Then what we're going to get him to do is take this back foot, pop it over in front of his lead foot and lean onto that foot. So he's actually leaning forward, but onto his right foot. A little confusing, but we're in there. So just that little setup, look what's happened now. So the zip on Lloyd's top, or his chin, or the microphone there, well in front of the golf ball. He's naturally now got a little bit of shaft lean. And if we just move the ball out the way, because of what we've done in that setup, if I asked him to swing his arms back, that's going to feel relatively restricted in turn.
Yep.
Because of where his leg is. He can still make a backswing of, you know, appropriate length, but he should have a little bit more freedom on this side. That should feel like a little bit easier to turn through.
It does, yeah.
So it quietens the legs down, it restricts his backswing length, and it encourages him to swing on the way through. So just do me a couple of practice swings, and when you're doing these practice swings, Lloyd, I want you to consciously land the club on the ground. So we'll do no ball to begin with. Okay. And if I don't talk, you should be able to hear the kind of thud of the club hitting the ground. There you go. So you can see Lloyd hitting the ground. That's really important. Whenever we play these shots, we've got to be hitting the ground. So because of the way we're setting up with the kind of shaft lean, we're pushing that sort of leading edge down a little bit, which is really important when the lie is tight, especially on links courses. You know, if you sort of lean the handle back, this raises up, or if you open the face, it raises the leading edge. So by having the handle a bit forward, we're pushing that leading edge down. So if you want to take a setup again for me.
With the ball? Yep,
the ball. There we go. So that setup is pushing him in front of it, obviously on a bit of a downslope. When you make your backswing, Lloyd, I want you to have a little bit less wrist set. So you're feeling a little bit wider. Okay. So think about your left thumb. Yep. Trying to never really point it too much up. Okay. Yep. So I would call this a thumbs down backswing, where you feel like the thumbs are always slightly down, not a huge amount. And then as you transition, can you feel the weight of the club? Yeah. Yep. So you've got light grip pressure, which allows you to feel the weight of the club. You're going to land the club on the ground, and then you're going to be turning through and trying to keep your hands nice and wide. Okay. Okay. Let's have a go. So weight's going to stay on that lead foot. Wide, land it. So the reason I asked Lloyd to go relatively wide is that the more we have wrist set here, and the more we have wrist set here, that's not wrong. That's just a component which gives height. And if you look at the shot here, we don't really need height. What I would love Lloyd to do here, you're using 58. 58, but if he strikes it well with this kind of linked crash, we should get this kind of mid to low ball flight like he did there. So I want him to feel like he's relatively wide, and then he's working sort of through this way. So I'll get you to hit one more, Lloyd. That last one was pretty much perfect. There you go. So feet together, step over. Okay, feel the weight of the club. Go wide to wide. Beautiful. Now, if we replay that, you'll see he had a little bit more wrist set going back, and you'll see the ball flight was a little higher. It's a great result, but you can just see the difference there in how as you add more wrist set, you get a little bit more height. Best one you've hit. Beautiful. That one.
It's in.
It's in.
Oh.